Hey everybody, thanks for joining us again today for our Q&A videos with David and myself. My name's Erica, and I have a couple of questions, David, for you today about getting noticed during the job hunt.
Okay.
So here's the first question, and we can kind of go from there. What can I do to make myself stand out among the crowd of other candidates online or in an actual interview?
Okay, that's a great question, and I get that a lot as an executive recruiter. So it's kind of a two-part answer. First, we'll address the question about standing out online, which is really just about the resume. There's not much of you other than a LinkedIn profile that's accessible. So with respect to a resume, that's what gets you noticed, that's what's going to get you interviews, and that's what's going to get you a job. So it needs to be well done. You want to make sure it stands out to whoever's looking at it, whether it's a recruiter or a hiring manager, which means you want to add numbers if you're in sales, you want to add skills if you're in litigation support, if you're in IT, you want to add all the different types of software and hardware that you've used. Also list accomplishments, awards, achievements. Those things are great. If you made President's Club or whatnot, you know, those are great accomplishments, and those should definitely be prominently displayed on the resume. You also want to make sure you add a lot of keywords and make sure that they're in a searchable format. So don't use some type of a template or image file that puts words into a PDF, but they're really not accessible by a search of a database. So you want to typically create your resume probably in Word, maybe convert it to PDF, and then add a lot of words, whether it's software, words like quota, exceed quota, project management training you've done, basically any kind of training, awards, accomplishments, certification programs you've completed. All of those words are what are going to get your resume noticed, especially if it's in a database and it's not coming into someone's inbox. So they're actually going to search by keyword. So you want to make sure those are searchable text words that are relevant to the position you're trying to find. And then basically, you just want to kind of keep it simple. You want to get a lot of the information towards the top. If you can fit a couple of relevant jobs that are similar to what you're looking for at the top. If you're, say, newly graduated from college and you have a forensics degree, then you want to put your education at the top of the resume. But if you've been in legal technology sales selling e-discovery for years, you know, you could put your degree at the back of the resume and you put a couple of jobs towards the top. Just whatever will get the attention, because I can assure you people are really just looking for a couple of seconds at that first page, and if they don't see what they want to see, they move on.
That all makes great sense. That's good advice.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, you see a lot of people, they don't know exactly what to get on the resume and to get the attention, and what they think might be very important, which it is not going to get noticed properly, and it, you know, you only have that one chance. So the second part of that question is basically in the interviews, what can you do to kind of stand out from the crowd, the other pool of candidates? In today's pandemic environment, you really want to present yourself as a motivated team player, someone who's going to do whatever needs to be done to get the job done, especially if you're looking at a remote type of a role. We don't have, you know, people working from home. They don't have tech support down or IT down the hall who can come over and help you with your computer. You know, so a lot of people are having to figure out how to set up their email accounts on Outlook, how to link it to their phone, how to access databases, how to install software. If you can figure out how to do these things, you want to tell the people interviewing you that, you know, you kind of figured out how to do a lot of this stuff, because if someone's out of work because they can't figure out how to set up their Outlook for 2 days, they're not really doing much for the company.
Right.
With pretty much any type of software program. So then the other thing is just, you got to be flexible, you got to be positive, you got to go with the flow. You know, stuff happens. People are getting sick. People are getting quarantined. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on with, everyone trying to use Zoom on the internet, and you just got to be patient, do the best you can. You got to remember that the people doing the interviewing, the hiring managers, are going through all the same problems you are. So if they ask you to switch to a phone call instead of a Zoom, and you got all dressed and ready, don't let them see that you're upset about it. Just kind of go with the flow, and if you can't make a different time, just be honest and let them know. And if it doesn't work out, maybe it wasn't the right job for you anyway. So everything kind of eventually works out in the end.
It's so true. Yeah, it's great advice, David.
Thank you for watching our second episode today, and keep a lookout for our third installment, which will be discussing the interview process during COVID-19.